So I'm here today to talk to you about how I have lost my weight. I've been putting it off a little bit because I guess I feel kind of, like I doubt myself a lot, and I feel like I should be doing better or losing more to talk to you about this. But then I remind myself, I haven't had what's it called, like bariatric surgery or something like that, to where it's going to be really fast or anything. But I tend to be my worst critic with things, and I feel like it should be 10 pounds a month. I feel like I should almost be done by now. And it's supposed to be 80 pounds. It could end up being a little bit more than that. And at this point, I'm at, 30 pounds. It just feels like it's taking so long. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but it just feels very slow. It feels like a lot of work has gone into it, a lot more than I expected. I already told you why I decided to lose weight in my coffee chat video, and I'll put a link to that right here in case you want to watch that. I started going to a doctor that specializes in weight loss, and he told me a few things immediately, which was drink more water, at least 8-ounce glasses of water a day. I do have an app on my phone that I use that helps me keep track of how much water I drink, and it tells me, hey, basically it tells me to drink more water when I haven't been drinking enough. So I'll put a link to that down here, and I'll put a picture of what the app looks like right here. Now, I have an Android. I think the apps look the same whether it's an Android or a iPhone, right? And this is going to be a bit of a long video, so you might want to watch it in chunks, or you might want to get some coffee. Sorry, I'm putting my little lip jelly stuff on. But there's a lot to say, because this isn't an overnight thing. I feel like there's so many, all I did was this, and it was done, and I lost all this weight. And it's like, that's just not really how it's working for me. There's nothing quick. There's nothing immediate. There's not one thing. It's a bunch of things, and it's been a gradual thing. By the way, side note, that Walmart haul I did, the top's not on here all the way. These cups I got at Walmart, I love them. It's easy to keep track of how much water I'm drinking, and they hold 26 ounces, which is nice. And you see how they change color? They're dark like this when the water's cold, and then they're kind of an iridescent pastel color when the water is lukewarm, which is kind of cool. And there's a yellow one that turns orange when it's cold, and when I touch it, it's like hyper color. The warmth from my hands turns it yellow. It's kind of cool. So drink more water. Eat lower sodium food. I know, I'm just telling you what he said. High protein food. No fried food. So no fast food. What I did was and be more active. So 5 things. What I did was I slowly started doing this. I was eating fast food. I'm going to be honest, okay? 5 times a week. I was eating healthy when I was at home for the most part, but I was eating fast food about 5 times a week. And so I started eating fast food once a week for a couple of weeks, and then once every other week. And then I changed it to where I was only eating the healthiest thing on the menu at fast food places. And now I haven't had any fast food in a while. Now, if I have fast food, it's on a cheat night, and I'm pretty good about what I eat there. I'll get to the cheat night in a minute. Now, according to the doctor, this is not a diet. This is a lifestyle change, which means I have to eat this way forever. Now, he told me in the beginning I have to have what he calls cheat nights. And I'm thinking, well, see, when you say cheat night, I'm thinking I'm being a bad girl, right? Bad girl. So I haven't been cheating. The first month, I lost 12 pounds right away. Now, he did put me on medication. He put me on, it's a combination. Okay, you know how, like, if you want to quit smoking, they put you on Chantix, which is, well, I can't even remember what that is. Or they'll put you on Wellbutrin, which, yes, that's an antidepressant, but it can also make you lose your want to smoke. Well, I don't need an antidepressant, but he put me on Wellbutrin because they found that if you mix this with a low dose of this medication that is for, they give it to alcoholics to make them not crave alcohol. If you mix the two, it makes people not crave food either. So I'm on a low dose of that and a low dose of Wellbutrin. And I'm only going to be on these two things until we're done. And it's a 10-month program that we're on together. And then after that, I think it'll be regular, seeing him every 6 months or once a year. After 2 months, I started getting these shots. They're vitamin shots. It's like a bunch of different vitamin Bs and I'm not sure, some other vitamins, just a bunch of vitamins though. And basically it's geared towards helping you burn fat faster. You have to get a prescription for it though. Now, he said he wanted me to be more active. Well, I really had a hard time with that at first because I was in the middle of moving and I thought, well, I'm packing. That's more active, right? Yeah. Going up and down the stairs a lot, moving. Yeah. So then I thought, well, I don't want to go to the gym because I'm fat and I don't want people to look at me. I'm just being honest with you. So that, well, after I lose 20 pounds, I'll go to the gym. I waited till I lost, about 20 pounds, and I got a gym membership. I wanted Brad to go with me. So we went down there, we got a gym membership, and I started working out there, and I lost about 5 pounds. And then one of the people that worked there came up to me and said, I noticed that you're riding a bike. Would you be interested in maybe working with a trainer? Because to be honest with you, riding a stationary bike is really not the best way to get in shape or lose weight. I'm assuming you're trying to do one or both of those. And so I talked to him for a while and I decided to get a trainer. And I kept thinking of this quote that I heard recently, which is, it's never a bad idea to invest in yourself. That's my motto right now. It's never a bad idea to invest in yourself. So I now see a trainer once a week. And thank God, because I had no idea that it wasn't really worth riding a stationary bike. And that's how I did it back in the 90s when I would go to the gym or when I would try to work out. And I don't know how to use the machines or the weights there. I don't know what I'm doing. When I was a dancer, I danced. It was totally different. And back then I did abs of steel and buns of steel. People don't do that anymore, apparently. I didn't know. That's not what they do anymore. So I've been doing what he's got me doing. And I'm getting stronger. Now, I did hit a plateau for a while there. And I was getting really frustrated. I was so frustrated. It's like, what do I need to do? I'm doing everything I'm being told to do. I'm eating what I'm being told to eat. I'm exercising. And I was told, well, maybe you're not exercising enough. Okay. And sometimes it just gets frustrating. But I'll admit, now that I've been going to the gym regularly, I am starting to enjoy it. I figured out a way to enjoy it. So that's good. But I still prefer being at home. I think part of it is I don't really particularly like being around people anymore. I don't know if I ever really did, but it's become worse since the pandemic. And I'm trying so hard to be more social again and to want to go out again, but it is really hard, right? I think a lot of us are struggling with that, and it's hard to get back into a swing of life. I think a lot of us decided that we wanted a slower lifestyle and we wanted to really make a priority of what was and wasn't important. And it's hard to suddenly have a schedule again. I'm not saying exercising isn't important, but sometimes right now I get really overwhelmed with just what little I do have to do, doctor's appointments, working out, just all of it. When I combine it all, it just feels like so much. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's just how I feel. I've been hearing that from people a lot, that doing stuff and going places, now that we're all going back out again, is kind of overwhelming for people. So I know it's not just me. So I hit a plateau and I was so mad. So 1 month I lost, it was like 2 or 3 pounds. And then the next month I lost 1 pound. And I was getting mad. It's like, what do I have to do? I'm working out. I'm eating exactly what I'm supposed to be eating. I was getting mad. And I started really feeling for some of the people on my 600-pound life when they go in there and they tell Dr. What's his name? Dr. Wow or Dr. Oh, I can't remember his name. They go in there and they're like, I've been doing what I'm supposed to do. And he's like, there's no way that's possible. I'm kind of wondering if some of them aren't telling the truth, because I have really been doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I don't feel that my body's responding. And so my doctor told me that, look, I was a dancer, and ballet dancers are very disciplined, right? Very regimented. He said I've been doing too good of a job with my new eating habits. I got to where I'm very comfortable with how I'm eating now. And he said, what have you been eating on the nights when you cheat? And I said, well, I haven't been. And he's like, what do you mean you haven't been? I said, I haven't been having those nights. And he's like, I said, well, I feel guilty. I said I was changing how I eat. I changed how I eat. And he's like, you have to have some nights where you eat something else. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm being told it's cheating, just going against the rules. I don't want to do that. And I'm being told I'm supposed to eat this way for the rest of my life. But yeah, one day a week I'm supposed to not eat that way. It doesn't make sense to me. It still doesn't, to be honest with you. What, Marty? I know. Zelda's sleeping next to me, though. Maybe don't get up here because she'll get upset. He said, look, this is how our bodies are. You went from eating, when I look at what you were eating before to what you're eating now, you were eating well over 3,000 calories a day. Now you're eating way under 2,000 calories a day. Your body doesn't know what is going on. And your body thinks you're starving yourself. And so it's going to hold on to anything you eat. And that's part of why you have to have a day each week where you eat what you want. Still eat small portions, but, go ahead and, eat some stuff you're not supposed to eat. Have some chips. Don't have a lot of them, but have a few of them. Try to be kind of careful about it. Stop it. Marty, come on. Do you have to, of all the things you have to rub on what, yeah, I'm talking to you. Don't look at me like that. Oh, he's doing that. What are you going to do? Eat chips that are made out of potatoes. Not, because some chips are don't even have potatoes in them, that kind of stuff. So he's like, be kind of careful about it, but have your days where you cheat. So I have my days where I cheat. I try to do Friday or Saturday each week. And it's hard for me to do that. I feel guilty every time I do it. But now I'm losing weight again. So it's like, but I wanted to be really honest with you about what I'm going through, why I'm going through it, how I'm feeling. Sometimes I feel like it's never enough, though. Like even with what I eat now, I feel like there's always somebody saying, well, that's not, you can't eat that, or that's not good enough, or, well, but what about this, or you shouldn't have that. And it's just like, stop it. It's kind of like, I've heard this from women who are moms. When you're a mom, I've had women tell me, what you do as a mom is never good enough. There's always going to be somebody who criticizes your mothering techniques or habits. That's how I feel about this whole weight loss journey. What I'm eating isn't good enough. It's not the right thing. What I'm doing exercise wise isn't the right thing. It's not often enough. It's not good enough. So sometimes I kind of feel like, okay, if I were to just drink water and eat ice, somebody would criticize the kind of water. And if I were to do nothing but exercise 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, someone would then criticize how I was exercising. You know what I mean? Like, so it gets kind of to a point where I'm just going to do what me and my trainer and my doctor feel is appropriate, and I'm not going to listen to other people. There it is. Because my trainer, I do get a chance to talk to him a lot, obviously a lot more than my doctor, and he is a nutritionist also. So that's nice. Also, one little side thing I wanted to mention, I stopped drinking soda because I had been drinking soda a lot, like Coke, 7-Up, that kind of stuff. I do drink seltzer water, like La Croix, that kind of thing. I forgot to mention this. I don't eat pasta or rice or bread anymore, except on cheat days, or my trainer wants me, before I come to work out with him, he wants me to have jasmine rice because it gives me, he said the way I was eating, I wasn't getting enough energy before I came to work out with him. So he wants me to eat white jasmine rice an hour before I work out with him. So I get that burst of energy, and then we can burn it all off anyway. So I do eat that then. I did do some filming after I was at the gym a couple days ago, and I just was feeling inspired to tell you some things. So I wanted to throw that in here. So if I look red-faced and awful, I just got back from the gym. And I look a lot better than I did when I walked out of the gym. I was like all sweaty and wet right here, and but my shirt has dried off a little bit, so that's good. But you know, the truth is, I'm not trying to not sweat when I'm at the gym. I want to sweat there. So this is probably in the middle of my video about my weight loss. There's just some things I wanted to mention while I'm thinking about them. When the doctor gave me the different medications, which I probably have talked to you about, I realized that I had been using food as a coping mechanism, as a what do you call it? Like a therapy thing, like a self-soother kind of deal. And it turns out, so I had been a smoker from the time I was 18 until, I don't know when I quit, but I had quit for a couple years, and then I started back up, and food had replaced smoking. And it was my comfort thing. It was what soothed me when I was stressed out. And so I got a little scared when I realized I was going to have to give up food, because what I find comforting is not healthy. I find quarter pounders with cheese comforting, and ice cream, Doritos, Twinkies, you know what I mean? Like, that's comforting to me. I wasn't sure what was going to happen without that. And so my point is, well, I have a couple points. The first is, if you're morbidly obese, like I was and still am, I do recommend, if you're going to try to lose a lot of weight and get in shape and get healthy and everything, you really might want to not just consult a doctor, but also go to a therapist. Now, I was going to a therapist when I started all this. I'm not talking to her anymore, but I'm not seeing her anymore. I had been seeing her for 2 years, and I just feel like she wasn't really helping me anymore, you know? I'm not against going to see somebody else, but it just kind of felt like we had reached the end of our road, so to speak. What I have realized is I have now replaced going to the gym and reading with eating. That is my new comfort. That is my new therapy. So when I'm feeling really frustrated or I need some kind of soothing, I'm getting that from the gym and from reading. And which is great, because I don't feel like I'm going to say, this isn't healthy. I've been, I don't think I'm ever going to go to the gym too much. Like, I'm not that kind of person that's going to be there for like too many days a week or too many hours at a time. That's just, I have too many other things to do. And I don't think I'm going to be reading too much either. Once again, I know that, you can make time to do things you like, but I do have a lot of other things I have to be doing. I really put off going to the gym because I didn't want to go in there. I didn't want to be, the big lard ass walking in around all these cute, skinny, peppy, beautiful Kim Kardashian. Not even Kim Kardashian. What's a better example? Jennifer Anistons in their little string bikinis, just bouncing up and down with their little ponytails, like, that's what I felt like I was walking into. And there are some people that look like that in there. There's a lot of people that look like me in there, and there's a lot of people that are bigger than me in there. And the truth is, people aren't really looking at me when they're in there. They're working out. They're working on themselves. And I wish I had started going sooner, because it's not about other people, it's about me, right? And when I first started going, I was so frustrated because I wasn't seeing a difference. I think I mentioned in that video, the coffee chat, when I was riding the stationary bike, I wasn't noticing a difference. It wasn't doing anything. But when I started meeting with the trainer and working with the different stuff he's having me doing, the different weights and some of the different movements that he has me doing, and I've been doing the treadmill, I'm noticing a big difference. And I'm getting stronger, and I'm able to do more sets of things, more reps of things. And with the treadmill, for example, today I walked, it's on my phone. I burned almost 300 calories walking today, and I walked for 48 minutes. So that's really good for me compared to when I first started. And I was just like on a mission today when I was walking. I was walking really fast and really hard, and a little girl, Zelda, is with us. Hi, Zelda. There's people in there that there's always look, no matter how hard you think you have it at going to a gym, there's always somebody that has it worse. And what I mean is, I went in there thinking, oh, but I'm fat and I'm out of shape. There's people that can barely walk in there that are just trying to get stronger so they can walk. There's people that can barely bend their legs or barely stand up. And here I am complaining because I'm fat. Like, it could be worse, right? So sometimes I'll be working out on, a lat machine or something. And like the other day, I look over and there's this old man. I mean, he looked like he was in his 90s. I don't know how old he really was. He probably wasn't in his 90s, but he could barely move. And he was looking at me like, I wish I could move like that. And here I am like, I'm not strong enough. It's like, but at least I can move. I can get there. I just have to not give up, right? So I think that's important, is to always remember that at least we have the ability to do it. And I was thinking about that today, like, what kind of a snob am I? You know, it's like, okay, like, it's like those days where you think, wow, I have it so bad. And then you think, oh, I've got running water, I've got electricity, I've like lead such a privileged life compared to so many people on this earth, you know? Well, I was thinking that when I was at the gym today. It's like, I have 2 arms and legs that work. There's so many paraplegics out there that wish they could just walk across the room. And here I am complaining because I'm not in shape yet, or because my body's not responding as quickly as I wish it would. At least I'm able to walk. At least I'm able to move. At least I have the ability to dream about being able to get in shape, right? So that's something I'm trying to remind myself of is, yeah, it might not be happening as fast as I want it to, but at least it's something I'm able to do. There's a lot of people that don't have that ability. So, and I think sometimes with the plateaus, I went through a plateau and it was really, really rough on me to the point where I kept wanting to quit, but I didn't quit. And the fact that I didn't quit, I think was almost a test. And it's like this week-long moment where, because I didn't quit, I mean, it was a whole month where I only lost a pound, and it was a week of just being really down on myself and really pissed off and really depressed about it. And because I didn't quit, all of a sudden it's like I'm getting stronger and I feel like my body's responding and I'm getting more in shape and I'm feeling good. And maybe that was the whole point. Maybe I just needed to prove to myself that, hey, I'm not giving up. I'm doing this. I'm actually doing this. So I'm telling you all this because I think so many people, you know, you can go on Instagram and you see all these Barbie dolls that are showing you their cute little bodies that they probably got plastic surgery to achieve. And they're not telling you all the hard work that went into it or all the money that went into it. And they're not telling you all the ups and downs of it all and all the self-doubt and all the frustration that can go into it. And the truth is, especially if you're, I mean, so many of you are telling me that you're going through the same thing right now where you're feeling like you're having a hard time becoming active again. And I mean, because most of you are the same age as I am, or maybe a little bit older than I am, and you're having a hard time becoming active again. So if you look down in the comments at my coffee chat video, you are not alone. There's a lot of people feeling the same way. We're all going through this. This is how people, it's just how it is being this age. So, we're just gonna have to go through it, right? And knowing that we're not alone is half the battle, I think. And knowing that this is just what we go through is part of it. But I think if you look at people that are in a convalescent center, for example, or people that are really, you know, elderly, and you look at people that are in shape and healthy as opposed to those that aren't, how different their lives are, that's a big thing that can help motivate you. You know, aside from even wanting to go off of medication or wanting to, like we were talking about, or I was telling you, wanting to be able to just do what I want to do without having to worry about the weight limit on things or that kind of stuff. That's a big thing. And on top of it, I didn't mention this before, but I really don't want my husband to have to take care of me. Because if I had kept gaining weight and just laying around, it would probably get to a point within about 10 or 15 years where I'd be bedridden and he would just have to be like taking care of me all the time. And I don't want to do that to him. That's not fair. I want him to be able to enjoy his life, and I want to be out there with him enjoying things. You know, we're about to hit those years where we should be able to go out and travel and have fun. And I want to be next to him doing it. I don't want to be in a bed and And I don't want him to have to be here next to me giving me sponge baths and, feeling guilty for leaving the house just to go to the grocery store. So just thinking about stuff like that can be very motivating. So like, okay, I'm gonna do this. If there's anybody who ever has told you that you can't do something, or anyone who's ever told you that you're a loser. I've got some people that have told me that I'm a loser, or that have told me that I am not capable of doing things, right? I think about those people when I'm on the treadmill, and I think that they're how wrong they are. Not even that I want to prove them wrong, but just that they're wrong, And and then I think that I want to do this, and that I want to do this for me. This really isn't about anybody but me. And I just wanted to tell you, if you get to where you find yourself comparing yourself to other people, or looking at people thinking, maybe they're losing weight faster than you, or if you're trying to lose weight, or maybe they make you, just something about them makes you feel insecure or bad about yourself, unfollow them, mute them, whatever you have to do to not feel bad about yourself. Even if it's me. If I'm making you feel bad in any way, I don't want you to watch me or follow me. I think that taking care of yourself and how you feel about yourself is very important. And one of those especially is who you watch and follow on social media. Absolutely. So, and another little thing that I'm finding is really helping, and this is kind of silly, but there's a little story that really helps me. It's the tortoise and the hare, this little children's story. It's helping keep me inspired, because if you think about it, he's not this sexy fast thing running along, and his push-up bra, because that's what we see a lot, right? He's just slow and steady, and he does end up winning the race, right? And not that I'm not comparing myself to anybody that I can think of, but things aren't happening as fast as I want them to, because I'm not a patient person. And so I keep reminding myself that slow and steady wins the race. And I could be losing weight faster. But then again, if I lose it faster, it might not stay off. And maybe I am losing it slowly for a reason. I don't know what that reason is, but I heard somebody was talking about God, and how if you tell God what you want your future to look like, you're wasting your time. Because if you told God where you wanted to be right now, 20 years ago, you couldn't have imagined your life the way it would look. And I thought, yeah. Oh. Sorry, I'm looking at this book. Look at this cute little bird right here when he when he makes it over and there's this bird. I just thought that was cute. Did you hear Marty? He is so vocal. I think he should be an opera singer. And I keep telling him, if he made an album, if he did an opera album, I think people would buy it. Would you be willing to do that? I think everybody would love to hear your voice. Yeah. See? Beautiful. Beautiful. Everybody's listening. Do you have anything else you want to sing? We're listening. Martin? No? Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. I don't know if I said anything that was helpful. I feel like I didn't really say a lot. I love you. Bye, guys.